As soon as Cynthia left, Isaac hurriedly asked the 3 employees, "What happened just now?" Lily choked and said, "Mr. Isaac, Miss Cynthia was angry and raised the table. Sister Nan took us over to clean the glass ballast. As a result, Miss Cynthia suddenly acted on us and kicked Sister Nan in the stomach. Sister Nan is pregnant. She is pregnant. I wanted to call an ambulance, and the lady smashed my phone." Sister Nan, who was sitting on the ground with a painful face, said, "Mr. Isaac, I am to blame for this. You must not get angry. If the company wants to punish, please punish me alone." Isaac sighed and said, "I blame myself for this. I didn't protect you. I will arrange for someone to take you to the hospital immediately. In addition, I will give you at least 1 month's vacation and give you a compensation of 200,000 each." After finishing speaking, he looked at the supervisor sitting on the ground and said seriously, "Sister Nan, I will contact the best gynecologist in Ores Hill to help you with the baby, and make sure that the child is fine at all costs. If the child can be saved, I will make up for your 200,000 fetal expenses. If can't keep it, I will make up for you 500,000, and then give you 1 year of paid leave, and go back to take a good rest, and actively prepare for pregnancy." When Isaac said so, everyone was immediately relieved. They also worried that Isaac would obey Cynthia's request and punish them severely. Unexpectedly, it is really rare for Isaac to take care of them so much. Seeing the 3 women crying and thanking him one after another, Isaac couldn't help persuading them, so he greeted the security team and rushed them to the hospital. After all 3 of them were sent to the hospital, he sighed sadly in the office alone. "Hey, I really don't know how long Cynthia, the aunt, will be tossing in Ores Hill, let alone what she will do too much. It's a pity that she is a member of the Wade family after all. No matter what, I can't suppress her at all. If she really wants to cause trouble in Ores Hill, I have nothing to do. It seems that I can only hope for her immediate return." Charlie didn't pay attention to his aunt, let alone take it to heart. After returning home, he began to prepare for the new year with his family. Since it was the first spring festival in the Thompson Villa, the family of 4 paid great attention to the sense of ceremony of the spring festival this year. Claire bought a lot of decorative window grills, stickers, red lanterns and other accessories, intending to make her home more festive. Although Elaine is lazy, she has a strong vanity. She also wants to set out her home as soon as possible, and then take more photos to show off in her circle of friends, so she is busy with Claire. After Charlie came back, he joined them. Claire took out a bunch of beautifully made red lanterns from the big carton that she bought online, and said to Elaine, "Mom, I want to decorate both the 3rd and 2nd floor terraces. Hang this on the railings of the terrace. Plant red lanterns and turn them on after dark. The effect must be particularly good." Elaine agreed without hesitation. "Okay. New Year, just have to be a little festive. I'll go hang up later." Claire hurriedly said, "Mom, I have another business. I want to discuss it with you." Elaine smiled and said, "Okay. Just talk about it." Claire said embarrassingly, "You have been hanging a lot of green hats on the terrace on the 3rd floor. This is New Year. It is really inappropriate to hang so many green hats, so let's remove the hats." "Right." When Elaine heard these words, she immediately blurted out without hesitation, "So how do you do it?" "Those green hats are all prepared for the old master Noah, so that after he gets up every day, he opens his eyes and sees this. He piled up green hats, and then was gloomy all day. If I take them away, wouldn't it be a waste of money for him?" Claire helplessly said, "Mom. Every family is full of lights and festivities for the celebration of the new year. If we still have so many green hats, it will not look good at that time. That won't work." Elaine said stubbornly, "Those green hats are my magic weapon against the Wilson family. I just want them to forcibly remember every day that Horia was pregnant outside with wild species." Elaine suddenly remembered something at this time, and said with a smile, "Hey. I will hang these lanterns and the green hats one by one in a while. When the lanterns are turned on, the red lanterns and the green hats are absolutely conspicuous. It will definitely anger the Wilson family." Claire persuaded, "Mom, those who celebrate the new year have to be forgiving and forgetting of others' past deeds." Elaine snorted coldly, "You don't come to persuade me. It's useless to persuade me. Don't you know that your grandmother broke my leg? And my 2 front teeth are also lost thanks to her. I will never forgive her for this. Seeing her mother's face full of determination, Claire felt a burst of powerlessness. It seems that there is no possibility to persuade the mother to change her mind. At this time, Elaine held a bunch of red lanterns by herself, and walked towards the elevator, and said as she walked, "I'm going to hang up the lanterns and hang them with the bunch of green hats, after half an hour." Under the organization of Mrs. Wilson, the Wilson family was also lighting up the lights in their villa, so it was so lively. The Wilson family is not what it used to be. The Wilson Group had previously received Regnar's investment, and after repaying all the debts, it took another small project given by Regnar. Now it has turned a profit. Mrs. Wilson also took back the villa, antiques, and calligraphy and painting that had been seized by the bank before. Because Regnar promised to lend the Thompson first-class luxury villa to their family for 10 years, Mrs. Wilson simply rented out the old villa and could earn some rent back. The company has survived enough again, and all the previous assets have returned to her own hands. The current Mrs. Wilson is very high-spirited. No's family knew that the happy life in the future depended almost entirely on the old lady, so they always treated her as the Empress Dowager 6e. Noah is also proud of the recent spring breeze. The Wilson Group has come back to life. He and Harold and Wendy are in important positions in the group. Harold and Wendy are reliving the lives of the rich second generation, and of course they are also full of joy. Horia was the only one in the family who had the worst. No one gave her a good face all day long. Noah and Mrs. Wilson hated her deeply, but because of Regnar, they couldn't drive her away, so they regarded her as a thorn in the eye.